Welcome back to Morgan's lazy Sunday afternoon live stream. I promise we will have some productivity sprints, but because this is a lazy Sunday afternoon, you are not obligated in any way, shape, or form to actually be productive. Nope, not required at all. So, as you might remember, I am taking all of April and May off from working on my writing, but that doesn't mean I'm not working on writing tangential stuff. I need to get some queries out today. I've got some slush reading and maybe even making some progress on that beta read. I know, I've been stalling on this beta read for ages, but it's over 600 pages, not double spaced, and I need to set it up to work offline and see if that stops it from completely shutting down my browsers when it's open. If I can leave it open, I'm sure I'll be more productive on it. But for now, I just haven't managed to do as much as I'd like. So hello and welcome. I see the novel Nana is here and Doc and MM Ward. So yay. Let me know what y'all are working on. It could be chores, it could be reading a book, it could be petting the cat. I am not, judgmental in any way, shape, or form. Y'all should know this by now. So Doc says, the joy of lazy productivity. MM Ward has some weather coming in, so might have to bounce. Good luck. Hopefully the internet stays up and the power keeps going, but you do what you got to do. I totally understand. Spring has those lovely flash thunderstorms and things like that. So yeah, that's where I am right now. Today, I was working on a wood intarsia project where you just kind of piecemeal different pieces of wood together to make art. Following a pattern because I'm not an artist. I just like pretty things. And then I worked on my super secret house project and visited with a friend who gave me a Korean sweet bun, which I might be eating on camera in about 10 minutes. Because, is it a live stream if I'm not eating? Probably not. Ooh, and another friend gave me a cupcake. One's in a package. Maybe I should eat the cupcake first. Which am I eating today, the sweet bun or the cupcake? Let me know. I'm trying to decide. The cupcake is fresh as of yesterday and is vanilla and almond. So super excited. Let's see. Woo! MM Ward already has 2K done today. So everything else is just gravy, I'm assuming at this point. Or icing on the cake, you do you. I don't know if you like savory better than sweet. Doc is down to the last 3 chapters of his edit of Kindred of Kali. Just about 8,000 words to get through to finish this pass. If you don't finish it this week, you are definitely finishing next week, especially at the speed you go. But I will try to put a couple sprints in here so we can help you on your way. So MM Ward is going to be stream hopping while folding laundry. I know a lot of people are at the karaoke. I'm better at singing with someone than singing alone. I can follow a tune. I can't carry one. It's a problem. So I don't know what hashtag SHU is. Doc is also doing laundry. Yeah, it's that kind of day. MM Ward said it was 84 yesterday and snow tomorrow. Well, you sent the 84 here, so that's what I got right now. Mother Nature needs a glass of wine, a slice of chocolate cake, and a bottle of Midol. Definitely. Doc voted with the sweet buns. I'm just not sure if I push out the cupcake, if it'll still be fresh another day, where the other thing is a sealed bun. So that's my only hesitation. So anyway, let's see. We are in May. We are January, February, March, April. We are a third of the way through the year. I am definitely not where I thought I was going to be. I thought I was going to be done with the space fantasy and resting on my laurels, but that story just didn't come together the way I wanted. I think the real problem is it just didn't percolate in my head long enough to really congeal. I had ideas about where I wanted it to go, but I didn't know, and I don't think the characters were as clear as they really need to be for me to, not discovery right. And bless your hearts, those of you who are total pantsers, but I'm 2/3 the way through the story and I want to redo 80% of it. And so trying to finish it so I know where I'm going is something I feel like I should do, if I feel like I need to do, so I can write it smoother next time. But I'm getting the motivation when I know how much I want to change. It's a mess. It's a hot mess, and I'm burnt out. So hence break. And does it really count as a break if I'm still querying and slush reading and beta reading and blogging and vlogging and podcasting? Probably not. Although it does say something about my priorities and where I'm spending my time. But it's easier to do short essays, and, my mind space just isn't in the right place for creating right now. And, I think that happens to all of us at some point. And taking a break is where I'm at right now. And I'm going to stop justifying myself. That's where I'm at. Live with it. So Doc says, it is the lusty month of May. Tra-la. It's here. That shocking time of year. Doc says, it is a break, but I'm attending to different sides of the business, which is totally true. Definitely 100%. Lusty, gusty, blustery, mustery May. Someone posted on Twitter references to that song and says, but only the theater geeks will know it. And I'm like, so 80% of, the literary Twitter. So I think it's a little more well known than maybe theater geeks assume. And then again, I went to high school where the, football quarterback was also on in drama and in the National Honor Society. So we had a lot of mingling and not as much only do, different groups in my high school. So M. Ward agrees that self-care is important. Thank you. I think we all know this. And so I am gearing up for Balticon. It's Memorial Day weekend, and we're already in May. So we're like 4 weeks out. I don't know what panels I'm on yet. I will let you know when I know. I hear Doc might be there with me, so maybe we can panel together. If so, boom, fist bump. For those of you who don't know, Balticon is the Baltimore Science Fiction Society's annual convention. They have writers, they have editors, they have scientists talking about the science behind the sci-fi and fantasy, and authors reading their works, and a masquerade costume contest thing, and live music and filking and short film festival that is like 6 hours. And yeah, so Doc is on panels. Yay. I had my orientation for returning panelists, which is hilarious because I ran this training in my sleep about, 50 times last year. And Doc is going to have a part in the live performance of This Kaiju Life. Always hilarious. Highly recommend. It's, think kind of Dilbert with Kaiju. It's, dealing with the bureaucracy that the DC area has and the paperwork and all of that. while their product or whatever is kaiju, Godzillas, big monsters. So it's hilarious. Kelly is here. Hello and welcome. So, do we think we're ready for Morgan to stop talking to herself and do a sprint? Or is there anything y'all wanted to talk about or ask? I don't know. You know me, I can just talk all day, all night, etc. So I am gonna pop this up on the other screen. Whoop. There we go. You can tell my other screen is on because my face is now like pale. So yeah, May. I was not ready for it, but it's ready for me. So I don't think I really have a choice. I'm wearing one of my favorite writer shirts. I got Writing is My Jam. And I love toast. And there's this song by the Double Clicks called This Is My Jam that is adorable. The chorus has a line like, this is my toast and this is my knife and this is my jam. And they're like spreading jam on their bread. And it's delicious and amazing and adorable. So this shirt always makes me think of that. And yeah, so highly recommend, totally say y'all should look them up. They are geeky folk singers. They, write their own stuff and it's really cute. A lot of it. So yeah. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Doc has finished taking his last bite of lunch. So let's go ahead and do this. I am going to share my screen. I am going to share my audio. I am going to share the timer Chrome tab. And let's do this. I'll figure out what I'm doing in 3, 2, 1. Oh, wait, back up. And then Ward says they have Sky Kaiju today. Oh no, I hope you keep power. Okay, where were we? 3, 2, 1. Productivity or petting your cat, whatever. I'm going to find a snack. And I'm back. So that was a nice sprint. I enjoyed a delicious bun, and then I cleared out my email and caught up on my notifications, you know, as one does. This really is the first time I've sat down in front of my computer today. So maybe not the most productive sprint ever, but perfectly adequate. And I double checked that I had stuff done for Balticon, and on the presenter side, yes. On the staff side, no. So I'm trying to decide next sprint. Should I send out a query? Should I work on the press release for Balticon, or should I do some slush reading? Those are my three options. Or maybe I'll do none of the above. How was your sprint? Hopefully a little more productive. But, you know, if you managed to have a delicious stack, maybe that's all you needed. Oh, I know that Nightbot hasn't said anything yet, but I think it might be time for a stretch break. Oh. So I had my first post vax massage on Wednesday, and now I'm trying to throw my neck out. Perhaps because things are loose enough that it finally could move enough to go out. I don't really know what's going on, but my neck is not actually a happy camper. So I have not lifted any weights this week because it's this close to going out, and I hate throwing my neck out. My joints, my ribs think they're joints. It's a thing. I've got hypermobility and my joints don't stay in place. So hello, Thrifty Simplicity, and welcome. I don't know if you've joined my stream before. We just finished one productivity sprint. So we're checking in and seeing how everybody did before we get ready to go again. So let's see. Doc got 2,124 words edited because he is an editing machine. In the Kindred of Kali, the Kindred attack the ball, and Tinka and Willie are fighting one of the Kindred hand to hand, etc. I'm sure, right? Charlie is here. Hello and welcome. And Lizzie, hello. Did karaoke lit out? Because that's a lot of people to just hop in. So hi. I'm not being very productive, but you are always welcome to be productive on my stream. So, I mean, I sorted my inbox. I'm trying to get it back down under 50 items. Priorities, yo. # 0 inbox. Are you the type of person who likes to clear out notifications when you get them, or are you the type of person with hundreds of thousands just sitting there on your phone, like looking like a massive to-do list that you never get around to? Okay. Lizzie says y'all are coming over from Jules' stream. Awesome. And Brenda, hello and welcome, is over here from the Dodling Writer. So awesome. Thank you for joining. I try not to step on anyone else's streams, but I set this one time and I try not to jump around. So that way I'm predictable, even if they're not. So yeah, it happens. Thank y'all all for coming. It's great to have new people and, you know, some regulars. It's always great to see everybody. So yeah. My cup is empty. It's a sad moment. Charlie does not use notifications at all. They stress them out. I hear that. Definitely. I'm one of those people who can't write until I clear out all my notifications, which is probably why my first sprint was not productive in any way, shape, or form, because I had to get rid of all of those notifications. So I'm not OCD, but I do have some obsessive compulsive tendencies. I figure I'm one bad trauma away from turning full monk, but you know, for now, It's just a personality trait. It's not a disorder. It does not interfere with the quality of my life, even if I have a level app on my phone so I can straighten pictures in the hallway when I was going into the office. But that's just because people kept bumping them and they were always off. Clearly not because I have a problem. Definitely. So if y'all are here to work or hang out, let me know what y'all are working on today. Lizzie is right there with me. Notifications are, in fact, annoying. True facts that. So yeah. Oh, I swear, trying not to throw my neck out. I'm very bad at it. My favorite time I threw my neck out, my head was straight on and my shoulders were straight on, and my neck was like at this angle, and my sister was so freaked out. And my chiropractor was not surprised I still had full mobility because I'm a freak of nature, but was a little startled that I didn't have a headache from it. Kelly says hating notifications and making things straight and stuff is not a problem for me. It's society not being organized. So I totally get that. Well, anyway, if y'all don't have anything to say about what y'all are working on, I'm going to start another sprint because I'm talking to myself and I try not to be too delusional, although thank you all for coming. I hope you don't mind the sound of my voice. If you're here, hopefully you don't find my voice too annoying. Thrifty Simplicity is planning to take a break from work projects and get dinner squared away. Ooh, is it delicious? I have some leftover chicken pot pie for dinner, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. So I know Ward was doing some laundry, and Doc was doing some laundry in between the editing sprints. So this is your reminder, Doc. If the laundry needs switching over, you might want to think about that. Lizzie is rereading Back Alley Dog Deals. Not real title. Oh my. And Greg is here. Hello and welcome. You missed the first sprint, but there's always another one. So Lizzie says at this case, it might be the real title. Now I'm so confused. Oh dear. So, okay. Well, let's go. Laundry is still going. Doc doesn't need the reminder yet. So, okay. Well, let's go ahead and share the sprint and let's get started in 3, 2. Oh, wait. Lizzie says the fake title literally represents what's it about. Kelly is flabbergasted with an editor. She was putting together a contract and then had a change of mind. Is her schedule just too busy? Is it not her genre of stuff? It's always weird when editors change their minds, and always a little unnerving, shall we say? Jeannie is here. Hello. Hitting that like button. Thank you. Charlie is going to work on their whip. They're almost done and really wants to finish that draft and is on the edge of burnout, but determination is strong. I hear you. I am not writing at all for April and May, but I will be sending out some queries. I think that's what I'm going to do this sprint, is sending out queries. So, or at least pick 1 to 3 people to send queries to and get ready to send them my Second World Fantasy. Dun. So, okay. I think everybody has told me what they're working on. So let's try this again and sprint in 3, 2, 1. Bam. Okay, and I'm back. I researched a handful of agents and determined that ones that lean more towards real world with fantastic elements are not actually my jam. So I'm just going through and trying to find something that looks pretty good. So did not actually query, but actually did investigate a reasonable amount and spent most of that sprint actually doing what I said I was going to. So I'm just gonna like pat myself on the back there because I'm clearly very modest and humble. So remember that when people ask you about me, because I'm sure they will. So popping into the comments, what happened while I was doing my research? So let's see. Kelly's editor was concerned about him and apparently is hoping that he's doing okay. Well, I mean, that's what we all hope, really. Lizzie said she needed to stop sniffing the book and get to work. Her soul hurts when she looks at it, but it smells good. The joy of books. Kelly said about the editor, maybe they should chalk it up to chemistry. Kelly wants to know what book smells so good. The book is actually Can't Catch My Breath by Sarah Sutton, and the cover is so pretty it hurts. Charlie says that their fave crocheter is crocheting on a live right now, so is watching him make a mini panda. I mean, that seems like a priority to me. I don't understand why that didn't count as being productive. Kelly says he contacted the editor last month, didn't hear anything until a couple days ago, and the only difference was Kelly was more about business with the second interaction. That's so weird. I don't know. Maybe the editor is just in a different place right now. So Kelly is quoting a book. Where else would she be singing? In a back alley? I don't know why my bog protag is obsessed with back alleys. Oh, boy protag. There we go. I was curious that there was some slang I was unaware of. Kelly said with the editor, the first encounter was just getting a sense of each other, and I would think if there was concern, it would have presented then, not after refining the story to a deadline. So that's weird. I don't know. Editors can be almost, I know this is hard to hear, but editors sometimes can be almost as temperamental as writers. So Lizzie realized she'd been texting her dad in the wrong chat. Oh, that happens to me a little too often. So Lizzie asks, is it allies with the Y-S or allies with an I-E? It looks like allies with the I-E, but I don't know. What does Google say? Ally. And then what's the plural? Plural is with a Y. So ally, E-Y, and then S. So according to a quick Googlage, and it's taken it straight out of one of the Oxford Language Dictionary. So there you have it. Oh, yep, Brenda beat me to it. Don't walk down alleys without allies. I like it. Charlie likes my timer. Thank you. I do not like alarming alarms. I like nice, gentle, soothing ones. So, Charlie, you're in the query trenches too. Oh my goodness, it is rough. Last time I queried this novel, I got some requests and a couple of things, and this time, since I did a whole round of revisions with a mentor and everything, I am just getting form rejection after form rejection, and I'm sure some of it is timing, but I don't know. I don't know. It's very disheartening. But I'm going to keep at it. I don't know. Lizzie read up to the part where her boy protag and a new friend get scared on the Ferris wheel and scream their heads off. She loved writing that scene. That's awesome. Doc got 2,348 words edited. The fight has been won. The traitor unmasked. And our heroes are resting in the castle. So I guess they're not in India right now. Don't know if... Doesn't India have more palaces than castles? I don't know. Hello, Wild Duck Production. Wild Duck asks, what's the difference between a second draft and editing a draft? I have a weird thing where if I'm just cleaning up the words and stuff, that's editing a draft. But if I'm revising and like moving chapters around and adding scenes and doing more structural things, it can get a little wiggly. Sometimes I increment when I'm doing a heavy editing round, and sometimes I only increment for full out revisions where I'm changing a lot. So then again, I start counting with 0. I have my rough draft, which no one other than me should ever see. And then my first draft, which is after I've read the rough draft and made sure it's actually coherent. And then I send that off to my twin. So let's see. Lizzie agrees that the second draft is edits of the first draft. So yeah, I usually make a new copy and then start editing after I make it all the way through. Lizzie says that she wrote the Ferris wheel scene during a stream with Brooke Wright. She remembers sharing all her quotes in the chat about the porta potty. Oh my goodness. Doc says, and I don't know if we actually believe this, but editors can be almost like people. Weird. Oh, Lizzie's off to dinner. Thank you for joining us and have a lovely dinner, hon. Killy asks, a different space. We'll go with that. I had no idea they could be so temperamental. It happens. Thrifty Simplicity had to finish some work emails. Boo. And is now on to dinner prep. It's probably going to be leftover pasta. Ooh. Now my mouth is watering and it's your fault. So you're just going to have to live with that. Charlie says, yeah, I've only gotten form rejections. And to be honest, I'm worried that I'm running out of agents, at least from my first choice agents, if it makes you feel any better. I really do appreciate it, but I do like it when other people get nibbles. It's just really hard right now. Some of it is I know YA fantasy is very full right now, so maybe it's just my timing. And I mean, just because I don't find an agent at this time doesn't mean new agents might not come through. You know, there's new agents every year, so there's no reason to stop querying yet. I'm only at, I don't know, 30 queries or so. I don't send a lot out at a time, but I'm feeling really, really comfortable with my current query. I think it's pretty solid, and I really love, especially my first third of my book. So I'm not feeling, insecure about my writing. So I just need the right audience. Charlie found a rejection bingo. I hear that one. I read somewhere that someone made like a necklace out of rejections. Like every query, they put a certain bead on, and every rejection, they put a different color bead. And if it was a form rejection, it was different from and then requests got, yeah. So I got some beads. I haven't done anything with it, but I got some. I thought it was a really cute way. My blog and my video post this week was actually about the 13 types of responses that writers can get, from the form rejection to the form rejection with the generic advice to the rubbing salt in the wound, which I'm sorry, you really, really should have a different rejection letter to stuff when you've requested the full or an R&R than you do for like cold queries, because otherwise it really is a friggin' slap in the face. Anyway, I have feelings. Let's just put it that way. Doc says, yeah, he should have said palace instead of castle. And Charlie said, I'm assuming that the rejection necklaces are fun to do. yeah, so I plan to make one. I have the supplies. They're right over there. I got lava beads, and they look really cool. So I caught up on the comments. Oh, my goodness. Oh, almost. Oh, MM Ward's internet keeps dropping because of the storms, but we'll catch the replay. Well, thank you for coming by, and I hope the storm doesn't mess up anything other than temporarily internet. So, Thrifty says they're sorry to make me hungry. I don't believe you. Very suspicious. That's some side eye. What do we say about another sprint? Do we feel like being productive? Do we feel like chatting? Where are we today? Oh, did y'all catch me like hitting my elbow on my desk and whimpering? I was on mute, so if you didn't hear that like earlier during the middle of the sprint, it was not my favorite. Do not like hitting my elbow. It's a delicate elbow. Very pointy though. I figure I can like jab people with it. Completely makes up for the fact that I have flat canines. Look at these suckers. You can definitely tell I am not in any way, shape, or form, I guess, a predator. I'm neither a vampire nor a werewolf. Both of those, I think, actually have canines that intend to like puncture things. Mine are not actually capable of such activities unless, the meat has been softened by cooking, which is why humans do that. So, anywho, now that I've shown off my teeth, see what happens when I don't have someone to talk to? I show you my teeth. Is that a fighting move? Is that what happens when you get ready to fight? You show off your teeth? Doc asks, are these my natural teeth, or did I have a dentist that pulled my canine so I'd have a nice smile? Nope, totally. This is what I came with. I've got no retainer, no braces. These suckers, 4 wisdom teeth with space, barely. They fit and they came in straight. So yeah, I have all my teeth and they came in straight. I had a boyfriend in college who only had, opposite the top 2 front teeth, how you have 4 teeth. He only had 3 and they were evenly spaced, which as a history buff, he made sure to tell me that it was a genetic defect found in the royal houses of Europe. But and I think he only had like 2 wisdom teeth come in or something. I don't know. It was weird. I have a lot of teeth, but they're not sharp. So Doc says he had a dentist steal his canines. That's horrible. I'm so sorry. Kelly's ex had her canines removed. Why? Was there spacing issues? Were they like jamming the ones next to it? I guess you need your molars more than you need your canines. And my incisors are at least a little pointy. So, right? They're the ones just before the molars with the front and the back section, I think. So, Thrifty is enjoying my sarcasm. It's my first language, sarcasm and puns. My second language is, non-sarcasm. I'm not really sure what that is, but I think it's when you're being earnest, which I can handle. I can totally handle that. So, well, anyway, let's sprint. I need to find an agent who wants at least a second look at my stuff. Come on here, people. Please, just... yeah, I might have to put on my querying playlist again. Love me, just say that you need me. Just tease me, ask for more pages. Give me something here. So, okay, sharing the stream, resetting that timer, 21 minutes because it's 2021. And let's get started in, comment came in. Kelly says, no spacing issue. Someone your ex took her canines out for superficial appearance, but canines are normal. It's abnormal to not have. I'm very confused, but then again, exes do weird things. That's why they're exes. Anyway, let's go ahead and sprint in 3, 2, 1, boom. And we're back. I was just counting up that I have actually queried over 50 agents with this story across 3 different iterations in like 3 or 4 years. But you know, it's a process. So let's see. We were talking about teeth just before the break, and I was pointing out my very non-existent flat canines. And Doc mentioned he'd had his canines taken out. He says it was a spacing issue for him, too many teeth. They took the canines and never even asked first. Apparently in Kelly's county, not having canines is superficially preferred. Weird. Kelly asks, as one who often writes outside his gender, is it prudent to prefer an editor of the opposite sex? I would definitely have a beta reader or someone of the opposite gender at least read it and give you feedback at some point. I can see preferring an editor of that gender. So it's up to you what you feel comfortable with, but you definitely want to get someone from that gender's perspective somewhere along the process, preferably both towards the beginning, so you know you're going in the right direction, and towards the end, so you know that you didn't twist it after you got into it. Lizzie is already done with dinner. I hope it was delicious. And Devin is here. Hello and welcome. Were you off at karaoke? Lizzie had her mac and cheese and watched a replay of a stream she was at a few days away. Lizzie is like, no, not teeth talk again. I was just ranting about my 3 rows of teeth. Oh my goodness. I had a teacher in 5th grade who she and her uncle had 3 sets of teeth come in, and the second set came in with cavities, but luckily there was another set to just kick them out. So, you know, Doc got 2,579 words edited. His heroes are gathered over breakfast when an important message arrives. Dun, dun, dun. Hello, Baffy, and welcome. Baffy says they are about to start looking for an agent for the first time. Do I have any tips, advice, etc.? Why, yes, I do. So in my spare time, I blog and vlog and podcast, and I have a lot of stuff on queries, what makes a good query, what makes a bad query, agents to look for. I've got a bunch of videos on my stream. You can look for those, or on my website, morganhazelwood.com. Just click anything about agents or publishing. I also have an addiction to rewriting other people's queries because it's a billion times easier to rewrite someone else's than write your own. It is 100%, because you're not trying to tell everything. It's easier to know what can be left out when you don't know the story as intimately. So jumping back to the, if you're writing the other gender, would you use another gender editor? Lizzie says, I would prefer at least one male beta reader and a female editor. Totally understandable, definitely. Doc says he needs another sprint. He only has 1,800 words left in this whole revision. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll do one in about 5-10 minutes, and we'll just run a little over. Devin says he never misses karaoke, which we knew, so not shocked there. Let's see. Baffy asks if anyone else has those dreams where all your teeth are falling out. I actually haven't. So let's see. Lizzie says that her top row dips at the end really badly, so it's not even on the same level as the right side of her teeth. Oh my goodness, that's uncomfortable. Thrifty says, yes, there was this entire conversation on teeth in the last chat. I'm still working on dinner. Well, luckily you have your teeth to help you. Doc says, yes, I have a whole thread on my blog about querying. Lizzie says, querying makes my head hurt just thinking about it. That's why I want to be a hybrid author. I am actively querying. I have not ruled out self-publishing, but it's a lot of work to put yourself out there when you're self-publishing. I've had this rant before, but I've talked to small press, and they say, you know, the amount of marketing and stuff just to get out there, even with all the money they could possibly have to market you, isn't going to do what traditional publishing can do without even trying, which is get you on the bookshelf in every Barnes & Noble in the country. Even if you're not a bookend or anything else, just having the book there gets you so much more coverage than any amount of marketing elsewhere. And it's just something you can't pay for as an indie, as a small press. And so that's why I'm trying traditional first. And, you know, just because I'm lazy, and also I'd like the external validation, because I mean, let's be real. Most of us would love some external validation and a lot of sales. So Baffy said, oh, thank you. I will check out your site. I think I'm already following and videos. Yeah. This week I was ranting about the types of responses one can expect when querying. So Lizzie says her books can be read by boys, but are mostly for girls, though this book is for everyone because there's a boy protag and a girl protag. I think, you know, in schools a lot, they push that, you know, male protagonist books are for both genders and female protagonist books are just for girls. And that's a lie. And I think guys can enjoy either gendered stories just like girls can. And anyway, I have feels on this one. So Baffy asks, what is a hybrid author? And Lizzie answered immediately, both traditional and indie publishing. So yeah, Lizzie says that's why she wants to be both. The people who know her from traditional can go over to the indie books, and I don't want to do all the work for my 30-something ideas, and more indie means less work. So Baffy asks, like self-publish some work and traditional publish some? Exactly. Yeah. Lizzie says the project I'm working on now is for indie. Devin is in one of Lizzie's stories. That's awesome. Yeah. A lot of people, especially stories that aren't the expected length, are much easier to sell indie. And things that might not comfortably fit in a certain genre, or, you know, if you just don't have any takers, a lot of serial stories and things like that. I've seen come out indie. So Doc says he's coming at the hybrid author platform from the indie side. He's got a YA trilogy he needs to write that he plans to query, but first he wants more books in his catalog. So yeah. Lizzie says that Devin is in her third book as an annoying kid who breaks a ceiling light with his friend. Womp womp. That's awesome. That's tons of fun. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I've heard of authors who indie publish stuff and then finally, you know, hear back. Although I have to tell you, if you indie publish stuff, unless it goes viral, traditional publishers do not want reprint rights. They want first print rights. And therefore, you're probably not going to be able to traditional publish something that you've indie published. But if it gets enough views, enough book interest, enough sales, then it can get an agent interested in what other works you might have. The number of people who have taken something published online by themselves and gone, you know, traditional with it can be counted on one hand. It's notable because it is so unusual, not because it's common. So, Devin says, sounds like him when he was a kid, the annoying one that breaks the ceiling light with your friend. This is how. Lizzie says she would indie publish her series companion books and connected standalones and traditionally publish true standalones. Okay. I do know that especially in some genres and age groups that publishers and agents are looking for books that might follow on. They don't necessarily want you to pitch a full trilogy, but if they're more in the series and the book stands alone, they are very interested because it's a lot easier to sell your backlist if you've got new things in the same world. So if book one sells well, they often want a book two. Let's just say that. Lizzie says the book she's writing now is a true standalone with no connection to her other works. Lizzie says, I would never give my indie book to a traditional publisher. I would indie some books and query completely different ones. I hear that. Doc says, traditional publishers do like authors who already built a platform and can bring a minimum number of sales to the table. I keep hearing that. And then I hear that's more for nonfiction. But, you know, I do know that's why they suggest, you know, short stories and stuff just to get your name out there. But honestly, agents are very different. Not all of them prefer that. Some of them just want a debut person, etc. So some traditional publishers are looking for that, but not all. I would caveat that. Lizzie says she would still write connected standalones or companion books for traditional publishing, though. Yeah, if they're offering money, take it. I hope there's no feel of sellouts because we all just want a wider audience for our books. We want people to love our stuff. So, yeah. Doc says different agents have different specialties, and that's 100% true. 100%. So yeah, I need more books. I need to read more books. I need to finish polishing some of my dozens of short stories and handful of, yeah. So Lizzie says that she's heard some publishers won't let you indie publish after your deal. I've heard that they have first right of refusal, but I've never heard any say that you can't indie publish. I do know that publishers get twitchy if you have poor sales, and they're less likely to publish another book of yours. Selling that second book is sometimes harder than that first book if your first book didn't do as well as expected. So I don't know. Lizzie says for indie, it all comes down to personal taste. I want all the control, but I also want my book in all the bookstores. I hear that, definitely. Doc says some publishers try to slip in non-compete clauses in contracts, which effectively mean you can never indie publish again. Even what if it's a like different genre and stuff? That's weird. So I think that's when you really need to talk to your agent and make sure they protect your rights. So Indy said, I've only heard of the no indie after traditional once, so it may not be true. I'm sure it's true at least once. I'm sure there are publishers who are, you know, twitchier than others about it. Oh, Lizzie's like, yeah, what Doc said. So yeah, it can be a little fraught. So Lizzie, read your contract, people. Doc says that's still the way they interpret it. Never sign a contract with a non-compete clause. Definitely. That's what agents are for, to protect you and to protect your rights. So I think what I've heard about the if you have something else, first refusal goes to the agent, not the publisher. Publishers usually only sign on for books, where one specific books, not potential books, unless it's like a series, from what I've heard traditionally. So Lizzie's like, I have to publish in both, period. I hear that. Oh my goodness. It's rough. It's rough. Yeah, try and all I can do is send out and hope somebody nibbles. So what you gonna do? Anyway, I promised Doc one more sprint so he could finish his revision. And let's go ahead and get started in 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, sprint. We're running a little late because, technically I end in 3 minutes, but, Doc needs to finish his revision and then we'll party. We can keep going until Doc says he's done. So I'm just going to be quiet and let Doc finish. And Doc's done. Yay. Awesome. Yay. Lizzie thinks my eyes are nice. Thank you. So Doc is done, and he started to go back and correct some of the notes in the draft. Awesome. Yay. Yeah, I was copying the list of all the agents I've gotten rejected from so that I can stop seeing them as recommended and being like, ooh, and then, oh. So yay, awesome. A toast to having finished a draft to Doc. Okay, I'm toasting with water, which I know is illegal, but you know, whatever. I'm still excited, and I had a beverage right there. So yay, awesome. Okay, well, we are at a 6:51, and I'm kind of, I think, ready for some maybe dinner. I hear I have some chicken pot pie leftovers just calling my name. So Lizzie said, oh, what a list. So true. I did check my numbers. I have not queried 50 agents yet with this story. I have queried the 42, and 12 on that list of 50 whatever are ones that I'm thinking about querying, but already had a query out to somebody else at the same agency. And you can't query more than one in an agency at a time. Typically, it's just not polite. So I've had 28 rejections and 11 closed for I didn't hear back in, 8 weeks. So yay, Doc is now gathering up beta readers and sensitivity readers. So if anybody else is interested and has time for, a ridiculous romp of a steampunk pulp adventure, you might want to nudge him. Brenda cheers. Yay. Thrifty cheers for Doc. And enjoyed dinner, which is, my next move. Devin thinks my face is beautiful. Thank you. But yeah, celebratory dinner is in order. Let's all, those of us who haven't had dinner yet, maybe go do that with Doc. So have a lovely week. I'll be back again, same time, same place next Sunday. See you then. Bye-bye.